Welcome back to the Webby O'Neill channel. Well, it's all about Bruno Fernandes. In the media, he's the scapegoat and they're all blaming him for that performance. But most of all, we're going to talk about Gary Neville and his comments in match where he turned around and said Bruno Fernandes wanted to come off the pitch. Your thoughts on it?
I've looked at it. I'm sure a lot of yous out there have looked at it as well. And in no way do I see Bruno Fernandes asking to come off that field. To me, it was more so him asking for directions from the sideline and maybe how they want to set up from the restart or positioning. But in no way did I see Bruno Fernandes asking to come off. And like we've mentioned earlier, you know, you look at Bruno Fernandes over the last 12 months, particularly last year when everything was falling down around us, he was one of the only ones who would still try and give 100% every single time, even though his performances weren't always up to scratch. And for Gary Neville to make a big, massive statement that the Manchester United captain wanted to come off at Anfield, I think it's a joke. And I think the pressure you're putting on the Manchester United captain by saying that is, like I say, it's a joke. You know, this is a human being at the end of the day. Yeah, he's in a very, very privileged position to have that captain's armband on and to be playing in that Manchester United shirt. And the performance that he put in that second half, like the other players, were a disgrace. But he's got a big, massive platform there. He's on Sky Sports. His reach is huge. It's far and wide on social media. The lot.
Everywhere.
And everything that he says, not everything, but some things that he does say, it gets out there. And then other people get on the bandwagon. And sometimes you do believe him. It's like when you are listening to him, you do credit his punditry because he's very good at it. But, you know, even myself, when I first heard it, I thought, you know what, he's right.
Listen,
I got dragged into it,
yeah.
you know, thinking, do you know what, he's right. He's at the game, he's a Manchester United fan. Why would he say something like that if it wasn't right? But then when you're looking back and you're looking at all the so-called evidence of these clips, it doesn't show you anything that he's actually said in Bruno wanting to come off.
In Gary Neville's defence, he is a United fan, gets passionate, sometimes goes overboard in defeats and in wins, and maybe the emotion and the occasion caught him out on it, and he might have misinterpreted it. But that's in fairness to Gary. We was all emotional after it.
Of course.
Emotional during it. So, you know, Gary, just come out and clarify what you heard. And did you hear anything? He might be privileged to something we didn't see, what the cameras picked up. So, Gary, just clear it up.
As a Manchester United fan, as a human being, you know, to make a statement like that, you should come out and just rectify it if it wasn't fact.
Well, the thing is, Ten Hag now, big job on his hand. Got to get everyone rallied round, and I think he will. And I think he'll also look at his own mistakes about Sunday. Let's hope we can rise above it and just push further. We've got things to do, 2 cup competitions, top 4 place to consolidate. So let's all get round him. Look forward to Thursday. Look forward to that press conference. And let's see the reaction of Ten Hag, and most of all, Steve McCladden in that coaching, because I think he's got a big, big role in bringing these players back together and building them up, talking to him and getting the confidence back, because it's going to be an hard job getting the players' confidence back after some poor performances in that game. What'll be interesting is like Ten Hag's press conference before the Europa League game. I'm sure he's going to be asked about Bruno, and I'm sure the team, the player, all the players, all the club will be rallying around not just Bruno but themselves, because they've got to get it back together. But Bruno there, that question will be asked, and the scapegoat, he is being used as the scapegoat. But as Paul Scholes pointed out, he was played on the left. I mentioned it myself on my after-match reaction. He doesn't play on the left. Luke Shaw, bad performance. Them two working together did not work. Luke Shaw needs a partner. That's why he played bad. That's part of the excuse. There's many an excuse, but to be honest with you, Bruno Fernandes there does try, does love the club, does want to play. And really, when I look back, Gary Neville has got to come out and say why he thought he turned round and wanted to come off, because I'm sure Ten Hag in his press conference will debunk it. I've looked at it, like you said, you've looked at it, and I can't see anything. And if anyone out there can see anything where he's asking to come off, then just show us. But for now, I don't believe Fernandes wanted to come off, and Gary Neville should look at it and revisit it and make a statement on it, because that is no way to talk about a Manchester United captain quitting, because Bruno Fernandes does not quit. Yes, he played really bad, but everyone was playing bad. Is there excuses for the performance? Bruno's performance, I mean?
No.
There isn't, no. And going out left wide, poor decision, I think, by Ten Hag. That's Ten Hag's mistake.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm a massive fan of Ten Hag. I love the fella. But that doesn't mean that you can't also critique his own performance and his selections, and putting Bruno Fernandes out on the left-hand side. Bruno Fernandes ain't Wayne Rooney, where you can play him on the left, play him on the right, play him in centre, play him up front. And that's what he's been doing with Bruno Fernandes over the last few weeks and few months, playing him in the middle, on the right, on the left. And I seen that selection before the game started, and we spoke off camera, and we was like, really? Really? Bruno Fernandes on the left?
Yeah.
You know, Trent Alexander-Arnold,
Yeah.
whose majority of the game's going to be going forward, shocking defensively in my eyes. You know, didn't you really want maybe Marcus Rashford on the left to get in behind, use his pace? You know, even Garnacho. No, don't get me wrong, if Man United would have come out with a draw or the win at Anfield, he looks a genius again, doesn't he, Ten Hag, by putting Fernandes on the left. But it didn't work out like that, and I'm sure Ten Hag, you'll never see Bruno Fernandes playing the left-hand side again.
No.
Certainly not in a big game. And, you know, he needs to look at himself and his coaching staff and look at their own performances in the selections and, yeah, and go from there. But I'm confident in Manchester United can come back, rebuild together, get back as a unit and as a team. Of course I am, because we've seen bounce backs before. We've seen it against Brentford. We've seen it against Man City.
Yeah.
You know, we have seen it throughout the season, even though against Arsenal, only in January. Yeah, it wasn't by them sort of scorelines. That's a manner of a defeat. But I'm sure they can get them all back together.
Getting back together. We are in a rebuild, and things like this, hopefully, do not set us back. So get your comments in, smash the like button, and listen, we'll be back tomorrow with an update on seeing what's going on in the Manchester United camp. Thank you for watching.